Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Squatter Camp podcast. Thank you to the people who have subscribed. Thank you to the people who watch my content, who engage. I really appreciate, man. I'm so humbled. I'm just a young person who happens to be a citizen of this country who's concerned where is our country going. Yesterday, I shot an episode. It was actually the 16th of June. It was Youth Day yesterday, and I became so sad. And I spent, some time with my guys, and we spoke about these issues. And you realize that now this problem is actually deeper than what we thought, and it's so concerning. Yesterday in the morning, I shot an episode just before I bounced. That listen. We are going to hear the same recycled problems that white people are the enemies to black people, and black people must be liberated. Liberated from what? Let me tell you something. We've got a political freedom, right? We've got a political power as black people in this country. Yet we continue to accuse other people as being the gatekeepers, as the reason why we are stuck here. And the true reason why we are stuck as young people of this country, it is because of the very same leaders that we call leaders that are supposed to be leading. They continue to cause racial tensions, racial divisions, and running race politics and using black people as a ticket to get more votes, to accumulate more votes and all of that. I mentioned that, I shot an episode in the morning deliberately saying, this is what we can expect. This is what we can expect. I even mentioned that I'm not going to listen to nonsense. I'm going to do other activities, but I'll come back later to catch up and see what they have been saying. And yes, I guess I was right. We saw the MKP, President Jacob Zuma giving a speech, and it's the same recycle. In fact, if you can look at what he was saying, he has been saying that from the ANC when he was still president. Now you ask yourself, you are a president of this country. You failed to fix this country as much as you aspire to, and now you're out, you still want to fix this country. What does it take you actually to fix this country? I don't understand. And if you're black, you are a voter, a South African, I've got a message for you. Be very careful, be really careful for these politicians not to use you as a ticket for them to accumulate more votes, because I can see that we are, it's a psychological oppression. I don't know if I'm putting it right. People who knows and understands these things will just reconstruct this, phrase for me. It's a psychological slavery kind of approach, when you look at politics in South Africa, that we still believe white people are the reason why we are poor. We still believe white people are enemies. We still believe that the reason why we cannot participate from an economical point of view is because of white people. But we've got political power, we've got black people who are in very senior positions in this country, and they do absolutely nothing. They are useless, in fact. Starting from local government, national government, provincial government, all of those departments. And now you ask yourself, are we really ready as black people to run this country, to govern, and to change this country? Because the same policies that we have are the reason why we are stagnant here, where we are as the young people of this country. And these old politicians, continue to to influence young people of this country the very wrong way, to say white people are the reason why we are stuck here, and we should fight for liberation. Liberation from what? I mean, I don't know, South Africans. It's gonna take you very much long for you to realize that this is just a window shopping. There's nothing here. There's nothing for us here, and these people have got nothing. Jacob Zuma was giving a speech yesterday, and you could tell that this is a recycle of same old issues, same old speeches. You know, it's a copy and paste, and they just edited there and there because they are in the MKP. He can't say the ANC. Maybe they remove the ANC and put MKP. But holistically, if you listen to him, he's still saying the same thing that he said when he was still president. And it is so concerning, man. It is so concerning. I made a short clip. Let's watch this short video, then we will talk. Maybe I might be wrong, but, you know, the problem that I have with our political system is that we are much, much more focused, especially young black people. We are much more focused on race politics, that black people should be at MKP and listen to everything that Jacob Zuma is saying, or should be in the EFF, or should be in the ANC. And that is the main problem, that it's going to take you a while if you don't wake up. Listen to this, man. Same old issues on a new party.
We knew that what faces us was to establish such an organization. We should be the truthful organization and mark that, because when we take decisions against one another, some people seem not to understand what we are doing. We said no one must do what he likes, or no one must do anything that is not in keeping with our own, to liberate a black person in South Africa. And if one day, one of us that you trust so much, you love, if we said to Zumalo, I'm trying to get to a shupa, why ningenele lokho ningazi nokuthi kwenzekeni? Because we must listen to the leaders. The leaders are there to take decisions. Some of the decisions are not very nice. They may not very nice to individuals as well. But your duty is not to talk when you don't know what is happening. What you need to do is to ask what has happened, so that you get an explanation.
Here he's talking about Floyd. Floyd, we know that the situation is getting worse with him. Currently, he's not part of the list that has been submitted for parliamentarians. We know that Floyd will exit. Floyd is no longer a preferred candidate. They used him, they drafted policies, they've got constituency, and now he has reached his expiry date. Let me just refresh your mind what actually happened. You remember when Mary Paddy said Floyd must go? Yes, he must go. She said it, and Mary Paddy is actually running the show in Mpumalanga. She's influential, and she's taking direct instructions from Jacob Zuma, and that woman will finish them because she's super powerful, and she's got a very healthy relationship with Jacob Zuma. So they are colluding, man, to actually, you know, get rid of these rotten potatoes from EFF. And by the way, the other day she was screaming that Jacob Zuma must be deputy president. Now you ask yourself, where must Dr. Hlophe go? Because Dr. Hlophe is a group of those people who lost their careers because of mingling in politics with politicians. So he now was actually rewarded with a deputy president position, hoping that he will ascend, because when the MKP maybe gets more votes and all of that, so he can be much more influential. Politics is a very dirty game, and I will not advise, you know, people who have got stable careers to engage in politics. The next person who will actually find himself in a very, very serious trouble is Dalimpofu. Dalimpofu is hanging there. We know that these people are just chasing positions. They've got absolutely zero interest in doing anything. They are not real revolutionaries. So they are just bluffing, man. They are just bluffing, and all the time when they talk, they will talk about liberation, liberating black people. You are liberating us from who? From what? I don't understand. Maybe someone will explain to me. I am free now. I can start any business if I want to, if I've got capital. Oh, I know that I have to work hard. I have to save money. The ANC is just making this environment non-conducive, so that we can be able, as young people of this country, to operate. When you operate your business, they become jealous because they are so scared of competition. They are very much allergic of competition, so they don't want us to actually start our own things. They want us to be permanent tenants. We must be beggars to them, so we continue to vote for them. It is so sad, man. And until such time when young people of this country actually get to realize that this is nonsense and we shouldn't we shouldn't just buy into their story. So I don't see myself being entertained by any political party by far, especially these top three. They are the most actually toxic political parties, which are perpetuating hatred and telling black people that white people are the enemies, and they still continue to blame apartheid even when they are actually 30 years into government. It's very senior positions, very influential, that they can change this thing. It's not a rocket science. I don't think leadership is a rocket science. You are born to be a leader when you have conscience. You need to have conscience, and you need to be principled. Don't be a kind of Jacob Zuma having so many scandals and all of that, and think you can run the country and people must just worship you. And it's so sad, man, when you see a lot of black people grouped there, unemployed people grouped there, attending these nonsensical rallies. EFF, ANC, MKP. It is so sad, man, because they continue to lie to the people. I don't know. Let's continue watching.
Looking forward and fighting. It were those young people that they began to move all over the country organizing for the liberation of South Africa. And indeed, they started young, and when the change came from the British being in charge of the country to the Afrikaners said a black person is a black person, was put in his place. And the youth said, no, we will do everything to ensure that we liberate. That call was made by the youth. And I'm sure the youth of today should sit down and work out a call that will go with the situation today. I'm saying this because I'm very, wrong.
Tell me what you expect from someone who's still talking about the British. I mean, in 2025, you still want to tell me about the British, the Afrikaners, apartheid. I don't know. Maybe it goes with age. Ne? I don't know. Maybe it goes with age. But if you look at even young people, Tutuzani, Tutuzile, and Julius Malema, young politicians, they've got the same mentality that white people are the reason why we are stuck as black people, although they themselves, they were there and they couldn't fix the problem. And the problem doesn't lie with white people and Afrikaners and British, the British Empire. When did Jan van Riebeeck come to South Africa? 1652, the Cape Colony, or Good Hope, whatsoever, man. I mean, we have to listen to nonsense. Really, we are subjected to listen to some nonsensical, expired ideas. Bring young people who are innovative like us. We can change this country. And we don't need to be politicians to be able to have an impact in our country. So it is up to young people how they want to take over the baton. We will at some point take over the baton. As much as we do influence politics, we do influence certain things to happen, we will grow these channels and we will influence. And at some point we'll go to the street to say, listen, you guys are talking nonsense. That's not how you should do it. This is how you should do it. And hopefully so, we will change our country. Because the people who are there, who are having platforms, who are getting too much airtime to talk nonsense and to mislead our people and to mislead this country. Our own citizens are stuck now because most black people are actually chasing race politics, identity politics. Now we belong to MKP, we belong to ANC, we belong to EFF. All of these people are talking nonsense. All of these people. I was disappointed when Vuyo Zungula was removed as president of the ATN. And I was like, the Christians are also fighting for power. That's a power struggles. Nothing else. They are just fighting for power. They are not even these people have got 2 seats in parliament. Why do you fix it when it's not broken? I don't know. They continue to do this, and this is now becoming a joke because next elections they might not even get even 1 seat. ATM without Zungula, they might not even get 1 seat in parliament. If Jacob Zuma wanted to liberate this country, he could have maybe joined the economic freedom fighters. Economic freedom fighters might maybe be sitting on 15 to 20% if Jacob Zuma did join the EFF. You know what's the problem? It's because black people, they love power. They are so much in love with power. They cannot tolerate one another. They cannot work together. That is why Jacob Zuma decided to form his own political party and recruited Abu Floyd and the Dalimpofus, people who like things. You know, they like things, those people. They are not real politicians. No, they are crooks. They are just there for money, to benefit and to continue benefiting. They don't have any kind of interest. We are talking about the beneficiaries of Triple B. So politics is very useless in South Africa. If you want to join politics, you are getting yourself. Look at Gayton McKenzie now. I don't think he is going to get any vote to grow his party now. He disappointed Colors, but when he got there, he claimed to represent Colors. Now he's got a ministerial position, relatively quiet, singing the same tune as the ANC. So it shows that money has got much, much, much more influence than anything else. You know, platforms like ours are not captured because we are not being told what to do or what to say. I do my own content. I post it now, immediately when I'm done. So no one influences us. And we don't need that, man. We just want to tell the truth. We just want to tell the truth that this is wrong. The government shouldn't do this. And these politicians, they mustn't think that we want their positions. No. We are not interested in their positions because we know politics inside those positions. Whether you are a director general or Department of Higher Education or what, you are Nkabisi or you are whoever, you go to Parliament, Portfolio Committee, you become arrogant there, you chewing a gum, and you know, those are the things that we are actually subjected to. And I was telling people that, listen, the president is going to spend 700 million on a national dialogue. People are saying he's trying to fix the country. This is a tender, a gala dinner. They are going to spend the very same tax money that they claim not to have. The very same money that they should be using to fix this country, to fix this crisis. They are going to spend it there, sleeping in hotels and all of that. This is some nonsensical things that we are, as citizens of this country, subjected to. It is so sad, man. It is so sad. And I feel like it's going to take much, much, much longer, especially for black people, to understand politics. We need to be taught politics, real politics. Not to go to school and study political science. No. Those lessons, a general knowledge, the polls, the system, the IEC and everything, I think we need to, to be taught how politics works. And, because it's so sad that the very same poor, vulnerable people are being used as voting cattle, the ticket for these black political parties. to gain much more influence and continue with their corruption and stealing and all of that. It is so sad, man. I do not agree with these political parties about the liberation. We are liberated as black people. We are liberated. And as the EFF claims to be fighting for economic freedom, there's no such. They are just antagonists who are perpetuating hatred and misleading black people, telling them that white people are actually keeping the economy. They themselves, their fellow brothers and sisters, black brothers and sisters are there. They are not helping. Even the economic freedom fighters, they are in parliament, but they can't control nothing. They don't have any kind of influence because they are in cahoots with the same agency. Even the MKP is just there, to benefit, nothing else. So it is sad for Floyd because he's gonna leave. Mary Paddy is on his case, and he's gone. He's gone. The next person will be Dalimpofu, by the way, because Mzwane Lemanyi is just hanging there. He's nothing. He's nobody there in the MKP. Sorry, he will just be an ordinary member of the MKP. And also Dr. Hlophe, he will be removed there as the deputy president, and Tutuzani Zuma will come. But it's all about timing in politics. He wouldn't come now. Tutuzani wouldn't come now because he comments on Twitter and slide out. So he will come, but at the right time. Because if he comes now, people will say, yeah, no, this is a family thing and all of that. And Jacob Zuma spoke about the ground forces that are very much against the MKP taking a decision to actually remove Floyd from the SG position. By the way, they will be chased out. They will be chased out. They are playing there because Floyd is not even going to parliament. That's what they should know, that he is not even going to parliament. So Floyd is just nobody now in the MKP. And Busisiwe Mkhwebane wearing those high heels, she can't protest, and outsmart Mary Paddy. She must go back to her career if she can. I don't know, because they are in a process of doing what? Of removing her from the bar council or what? I don't know. People are losing career. All the people who are following Jacob Zuma, they lose careers. That's the result of that. You can talk about the Brian Molefes, the Matela Kokos, the Natin Klekos, Mzwane Lemanyi. All of them have lost careers. They are nobodies now. They are stuck. Especially when you leave ANC, it's cold outside. So you need to make it up to yourself to make some fire with some wood so you get warmer, because it's cold outside. The reality is that these people, they have been complacent in the ANC. So now they are outside. They are just like us. It's hard for us, but we are used to. We make it warm. So for them, they are not used to this cold. They have to figure out what to do. So it's just cheap politicking inside politics. I'm not impressed, man. I'm not impressed. That is why I said in the beginning that I'm not going anywhere to watch whatever. I'll just chill. I'll just chill and take, because I know it's a recycle of the same thing again and again. Even next year, you'll see Jacob Zuma standing there saying the same thing. It's a joke. Anyway, squatters, I'll hear from you, but I'm certainly disappointed. Thank you very much to the people who watch my content. Continue to subscribe. Those who haven't subscribed, subscribe. We are heading towards 7K subscribers. Thank you to all the people who have been there, who are supportive. I'll see you next time. I sign out. Thank you, South Africa.